Welcome to War India News Hour. Many are still in dilemma how will be the future of work in 2021. Now that the debate about remote work is over, it is time for managers to set new goals for managing the workforce of 2021. Many teams have never met in person and may not have worked side by side. Some employees joined the company via Zoom and connected with colleagues exclusively via a laptop screen. Managers need new tactics for communicating with workers day to day and bringing new team members into established groups. This means trying new collaboration platforms such as asynchronous video, dropping the 9 to 5 schedule in favor of flexible work windows, and extending the onboarding process to cover months instead of weeks. Some believe that the company culture is facing a crisis because employees are craving collaboration and social connectedness, but video calls are no longer cutting it. It seems that new modes of collaboration will evolve, and with the fatigue of video calls, more businesses will revert back to prioritizing phone calls over videos. At the same time, few say teams that succeed will find new ways to develop trust, embrace conflict, and make commitments. At the same time, the Indian telecom industry will see disruptions in 2021, which will be the fuel to growth for all telecom operators. The government at last announced 4G spectrum auctions in March this year, even as Reliance Jio expects 5G launch to take place in 2021. Secondly, 4G tender of BSNL is expected this year as other telcos and internet service providers continue to focus on their wired broadband businesses. With this, India is also going to witness adoption on the Open RAN front this year. As our country prefers cash transactions, players like JustPay, RuPay, Paytm, etc. play a very important role in creating trust in digital mode of payments within the existing and target user base. Let's look into today's headlines in War India. CMS Infosystems to invest 200 crores for setting up 3,000 ATMs for SBI. CMS Infosystems, the service provider of State Bank of India, will set up 3,000 ATMs by March for SBI as the bank looks to expand the outsourced model. CMS has received a mandate from SBI for a deployment of 3,000 ATMs. As a part of the term sheet, CMS will select the site, deploy ATMs, provide cash management services, regular maintenance and upkeep of ATMs. CMS Infosystems President Manjunath Rao told. With this, he said, total number of BLAs under CMS Infosystems would increase to 5,000. He said the company would invest Rs 200 crores for putting up new ATMs and hire 2,000 employees for managing these sites, and the contract is valid for 7 years, extendable up to 3 years on mutual agreement, he said. UK competition watchdog investigating Nvidia's ARM takeover. Britain's competition regulator said it would start an investigation into Nvidia Corp's $40 billion deal to buy UK-based chip designer ARM Holdings. The Competition and Markets Authority, that is CMA, said it was likely to consider whether, following the takeover, ARM has an incentive to withdraw raised prices to reduce the quality of its IP licensing services to Nvidia's rivals. ARM Holdings is a global leader in designing chips for smartphones, computers and tablets. Udaan raises $280 million in its extended Series D round from new and existing investors. The Indian startup B2B e-commerce platform Udaan has raised $280 million in its extended Series D round from new and existing investors. Octahedron Capital and Moonstone Capital are the two new investors who joined existing backers Lightspeed, DST Global, GGV Capital, Altimeter and Tencent in the round. According to Udaan, the additional financing will be utilized to expand its B2B e-commerce market and enhance business capabilities to serve small and medium businesses and achieve profitability. The fresh financing exercise takes the overall fund raised by Udaan to $1.15 billion. Orange Bank expands into France with the acquisition of Neobank Anytime. Planning to move into the France market for professionals, small businesses and associations, the online banking subsidiary Orange Bank has acquired France's top 3 neobanks or online banking platforms Anytime. It is now a wholly owned subsidiary of Orange Bank. Solutions available on its platform include creating quotes and invoices, automatic account updates, enabling customer payments via a mobile or credit card, managing unpaid invoices and optimizing cash flow. Orange says these solutions will be developed further to build a comprehensive solutions platform that will help business customers manage their finances more efficiently. Trump signs executive order banning the use of Chinese payments apps. US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order banning transactions with 10 Chinese apps including behemoths Alipay and WeChat Pay, citing national security threats as they could be forced to hand over data on American users to the Chinese government as the primary motivating factor. The move is a blow to the aspiration of Ant Group and Tencent, which have invested billions on exporting their technology across the globe. The list of apps that are banned includes Alipay, CamScanner, QQ Wallet, ShareIt, Tencent QQ, VMate, WeChat Pay and WPS Office. Apple adds new privacy labels in its App Store for iOS apps. Apple has recently introduced privacy labels in its App Store. This new feature forces developers to reveal all data it collects from users and also explain how the data is being used. Apple is launching the feature officially for all iOS device owners running the latest version of iOS 14. Apple has ensured that app developers cannot hide behind lengthy and incomprehensible privacy policies and transact with their personal data while offering a free app in return. Apple says the new labels will be required for apps on all of its platforms, that includes iOS, iPadOS, macOS, watchOS and tvOS, and they will have to be up to date and accurate every time a developer submits a new update. Qualcomm CEO Steve Mollenkopf to retire after serving for 26 years. After working for 26 years at the world's biggest maker of smartphone chips, Qualcomm, Steve Mollenkopf plans to retire as CEO. Mollenkopf will be replaced by Cristiano Amon, the company president, who was unanimously chosen by the board of directors. Mollenkopf will remain at Qualcomm as a strategic advisor for an undisclosed period of time. His retirement is effective June 30th. BharatPe to raise up to $200 million equity funding. The New Delhi-based fintech company BharatPe is planning to raise $150 to $200 million in equity funding and around $500 million of debt in the biggest fundraise for the payments and alternative lending startup. The company aims to raise the funds tranche of about $100 million equity by March, Chief Executive and co-founder Ashneer Grover said, adding the debt will be raised over 2 years. The coming round could value BharatPe at $1 billion, which could make it India's 7th fintech unicorn. The company will use the debt to bolster lending operations with new products and enter new retail segments. Twitter acquires social podcasting app Breaker team to help build Twitter Spaces. Twitter has acquired social podcasting app Breaker. The deal will see Breaker's team joining Twitter to help improve the health of the public conversations on the service as well as work on Twitter's new audio-based networking project, Twitter Spaces. The Breaker app, however, will shut down on January 15th of 2021. HCL completes acquisition of Australian IT solutions firm DWS. HCL Technologies announced that it has completed acquisition of Australian IT solutions firm DWS effective from January 5th, 2021, a move that will help the Indian company strengthen its position in the Australia and New Zealand market. HCL Technologies in September had said the total equity value payout will be 158.2 million Australian dollars, that is about rupees 850.33 crores, after considering a total number of shares at 131.83 million on a fully diluted basis. The shareholders of DWS will also get a dividend of 0.03 Australian dollars per share, which was declared by the company in its recent announcement of annual corporate earnings for FY20, that is June end. To conclude, most of the smartphone OEMs are going to see the launch of several new smartphones across the price ranges. OEMs are gearing up to launch their phones, including Apple's iPhone 13, the OnePlus 9 series, the Samsung Galaxy S21 series, among others. The year 2021 will see a big war for cloud skills. The new war for talent is being fought in the cloud. Demand for cloud has shot through the roof since the beginning of the pandemic as businesses try to build resilience. The most interesting movement we have seen is blockchain, which has an important role and allows anonymous transactions built on the concept of transparency, which means that all transaction details are stored in the blockchain and can be viewed when needed. The cryptocurrency's recent highs were achieved at weekends and during the festive period when many brokers were away from work. As per the investment bank JP Morgan, digital currency Bitcoin has emerged as a rival to the gold and could trade as high as $1,46,000 if it becomes established as a safe haven asset. It is a backdoor for all the cash-rich personalities and investors to hide their money through these digital assets. The government is weighing a proposal to impose 18% goods and service taxes, that is GST, on Bitcoin transactions, estimated to be around Rs 40,000 crores annually. The ministry has put forward the proposal to the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, that is CBIC, suggesting that the government could potentially receive Rs 7,200 crores annually on Bitcoin trading in the country. Let's wind up for the day. Please do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. You can download the War India app from Google Play Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.